combating nutrition disinformation and general bull. It's Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another Instagram Live. And we're here with another episode of Jimmy Rants. If you're brand new to the Jimmy Rants show, we start off, if you go to JimmyRants.com, you'll see that we start off on Instagram. So go follow me on Instagram, LIVINLOWCARBMAN. That's Living Low Carb Man. And once you're there, you can engage in the content live, just like Trish and Elfina and T Tucker and Kitty Caddick have so far. Then if you missed the live, you can watch it on replay for up to 24 hours. And then after 24 hours, poof, it's gone off of Instagram. But we do all the archives on YouTube. So maybe you're watching this on YouTube. Thank you very much for being there and engaging in the content. Look up Jimmy Rants as a keyword on YouTube. You'll find all the past episodes. And then finally, we have a Jimmy Rants podcast where you can see the best of the best moments of this here show, JimmyRants.com. Today's Jimmy Rants is all about what today's date is on the calendar. So as of the recording of this, if you're watching this on another time besides January 1st, January 1st is when we are recording this. And so if you're watching this and you are engaging in the content live, it is January 1st, 2019. And January 1st, I have a love-hate relationship with. January 1st, I have a love relationship with because it is the date exactly 15 years ago today that I decided to make a change in my diet that would change my life forever. And so January 1st in that aspect has happy memories, and I love it. I hate it because a lot of people go on New Year's resolutions and start on some new program in their life that will supposedly make them better in their health and or some aspect of their life, and their heart's not really in it, and they're really not going to succeed, which we talked about on a previous Jimmy Rants. But today's Jimmy Rants, I want to talk about the 15 years of low-carb keto that I've been doing and all that I've learned on my health journey so far. Now, if I talked about literally all that I learned, we would be here for about 4 or 5 days in a row, constantly me telling you all that I've learned. But I want to highlight some things, because maybe you're brand new to this whole low-carb keto thing. Maybe you don't really understand it fully. Hey, that's cool. That was me 15 years ago when I started. I read a diet book for Christmas that my mother-in-law had given me in December of 2003. She gave me Dr. Atkins' New Diet Revolution. I read that book from cover to cover and thought the guy was whacked out of his mind. How in the world do you have any energy if you cut carbs in your diet? Everybody knows carbs are energy, so why would you do that? This guy was a cardiologist, Dr. Atkins, and he's telling people to eat more fat in their diet. Is he whacked? Doesn't he know that is the cause of heart disease and the cause of clogging your arteries and all this negative imagery about your health? And yet, at that point in my life, I was in a place where I had tried low-fat diets and lost weight, yes, but never felt good on them, never got the energy that I was looking for, and most of all, never got the sustainability from that kind of diet. So when low-carb Atkins came along, I started eating this way, and I got to eat full-fat meats and cheeses and all this like luxurious food that I'd never been able to have on a diet before. Think about it this way. If you're brand new to keto and all you've done before is low-fat diets, what kind of bacon do you get to eat? That's right, turkey bacon. The leanest of the lean, nastiest of the nasty bacon there is, right? What kind of eggs did you get to eat? That's right. You got to eat the egg white. How's that working for you? Was that delicious to you? And I remember back in the day of my low-fat days, I used to eat these things called Boca burgers. They're the nastiest kind of plant matter burger-ish thing that you've ever tasted in your life, but they infuse like liquid smoke into it to make it taste kind of sort of like meat. It was horrible. But now you get to have full-fat bacon. You get to have the whole egg. You get to have a real hamburger patty. You can add cheese to it, full-fat cheese on top of it. You can have a lot of things that you couldn't have on a low-fat diet. And so reflecting back now, if you're just joining us, today is 15 years that I've been low-carb keto, and I'm talking about some of the things that I've learned along my health journey. When I realized I could find health success eating low-carb, high-fat, ketogenic, and I think back to all those years that I suffered on low-fat diets and was miserable with hunger, and I was told that hunger, a little bit of hunger was okay and natural. And then I tasted the low-carb apple that was keto and realized that was a lie from the pit of hell, that being hungry was normal. Being hungry is not normal. Eating foods that don't taste good and don't make you feel good is not normal. And I got angry as I was coming to this realization that all these years I had been taught to cut my fat and to eat healthy whole grains and to do all of these things that we know is the right thing to do, quote unquote, was not the right thing to do. And it's what drove me to become passionate about this low-carb keto message. I wanted to share with the whole world that it's not what they've been told. And for a lot of people, they're going to start on a New Year's resolution to, quote, lose weight. And they're going to do all the standard advice that they've always heard. Maybe they'll even try a keto diet, but they'll do it on their own without really learning what it is. And people will remain frustrated. They'll remain failed. And one thing that I've really learned and learned hard doing this journey is it is a day-by-day process of doing it. You know, people are like, well, you go keto and all your weight and health issues all get better and everything is just peachy keen. Reality check, that's not the way it works. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of people lose a lot of weight, keep it off. A lot of people see improvements in their health markers, and those improvements stick with it as long as they stick with the diet. People with type 2 diabetes overcome it. They don't have to take insulin and diabetes medications, and for all intents and purposes, their type 2 diabetes goes into remission. That is fabulous and is definitely a testimony to the powerful effects that keto can provide. But there's also a segment of people that will allow themselves to get discouraged. And I can tell you along this journey, there have been moments when I have been discouraged. There have been moments when, okay, I've been eating low carb for a while and yet weight comes back on the body. There are moments when you get negativity and ugliness and judgment thrown your way that will try to derail you. And I get a lot of questions from people that say, how in the world do you stick with this in light of all of the criticism and the ugliness that you get? And I got to tell you guys, I hold on tight to the fact that I know this is the diet that's right for me because it is showing up in my health markers. If I wasn't healthy on the inside, if I wasn't energetic, if I wasn't vibrant in my day-to-day life, if I couldn't come on here and show you guys energy to the nth degree on Instagram Live every single day, and I was just a lethargic mess laying on the couch, I would probably agree with you that maybe keto wasn't right for me. But despite the weight that I still have challenges with, and I am working on those things, I've never stopped not working on those things. Everybody's like, oh, you giving up on your weight. No, I have not. I have just chosen to put the focus on the positive parts of what keto has done for me. And that has improved my health markers. And I'll continue to watch those in 2019 and beyond as well. But people want to give up because of their preconceived notion of what they think success should be. So for me, part of what I've learned along this keto journey is understanding where you stand, understanding from whence you came. 15 years ago today, I had the embarrassment of having to go over there at the Gold's Gym and asking the front desk, can I please go step on your scale in your men's bathroom? Because I don't have a scale anywhere. I went to 6 different places trying to find a scale that would weigh me. And I finally step on that scale over there. And when I see 410 staring back at me, that was a reality check. That was the day that I went, holy crap, what have I done? When I didn't realize how bad it was. And from that day forward, it started off as a, oh my gosh, look at my weight. But what was really happening was, oh my gosh, look at what I'm doing to my health. I was 32 years old when that happened. And it was an eye-opener. And thankfully, I took that and ran with it, and then happened to find the right diet that was right for me at the same time, that I could then be successful. Yes, I lost a lot of weight that year, but more importantly, came off of 3 prescription medications and really changed my thinking about food, because up to that point, I had no thoughts about food other than what tasted good and what did I want to stuff in my pie hole. That was about it. I had no inkling of eating for nutrition. And if I did, I would eat an apple. I would eat a banana. I would eat really anything that tasted good to me in the form of, quote, healthy food. Oh, I had healthy whole grain pasta. So, oh, I had the brown rice instead of the white rice. And so all of those things became, in my mind, what healthy was before I found low-carb living. So I say all of this to you guys here today because a lot of you that watch my Jimmy Rants, you've been low-carb, you've been keto for some modicum of time. You've seen success and you have lessons all along the way of your journey as well. I want to encourage you to celebrate your journey. Yes, all the ups and even all the downs, I want you to celebrate what you have done and never, ever, 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 ever let anybody take away what you have accomplished in your journey. Sometimes we get discouraged by what people say. Well, you haven't lost enough weight. Oh, I thought that keto was the answer. Why are you still taking medication for whatever? On and on and on you could go down the list of the things that people say. And I want you to be confident that you've done something great in your health. And if you're brand new to this and you're watching this and you're going, oh my gosh, I don't want to struggle with my weight anymore. I don't want to struggle getting my health markers in line. I'm worried about whether I'm going to live to this time next year. If that's your fears now, then keto could be your answer. And all I can say is just give it a go. Give it a try. Learn how to do it properly. Stick around here. We talk about it a whole lot here. We'll help educate you, encourage you, inspire you, and give you information that you can then use in your own life to get healthy. Because 15 years ago, had you told me that I would be sitting here right now educating people about diet and health and nutrition and the way to live a healthy life through proper diet, I'd have been like, what? But here we are all these years later. And that's a part of my journey. And here's the thing. My journey ain't over. 15 years is what I've experienced so far. I fully intend to live as long as the good Lord decides to keep me on this earth, but for a very long time because of my choices in my diet. And so I want you to be confident in that today. And the bottom line in this Jimmy Rants is, no matter how long you've been low-carb keto or been eating a healthy lifestyle, I want you to always reflect back on what those lessons are that you've learned, reflect on them, allow them to motivate you to keep going on, because you got a whole lot of years left to live. All right, let's see what you guys have to say. Welcome in, welcome in. Happy New Year, you guys. Thanks for being here. Happy New Year. Wishing all a successful New Year for better health. Thank you, Betsy. One thing I'm learning is not to compare myself to others, says Keto to Live. Yes, thank you for bringing that up. Because in this day and age, with the social media being so prevalent and people posting before and after pictures, which is great. I'm very proud of people that want to show off their success, and that's amazing to me. But I think sometimes we think if we don't have a story to tell, then keto didn't do anything for us. And by story to tell, meaning weight loss pictures, before and after pictures. I want to see before and after triglyceride pictures. I want to see before and after A1C pictures. I want to see before and after fasting insulin pictures. I want to see before and after of a lot of health markers that don't get talked about nearly enough. Everybody likes to post pictures of when they were fat and then they got skinny. I want to see pictures of where people had unbelievably bad health markers to now unbelievably good health markers because they decided to eat a low-carb, high-fat diet. That, to me, is a lot more powerful than before and after pictures. And again, if you post before and after pictures and you get feel confident about your weight loss, and I am very proud of you. Please do not misunderstand what I'm saying. But I think we need to redefine what success is and not always let it be about weight loss. A lot of times those health gains are so much more important and valuable as a way to promote this way of eating. I'm glad you made it, because I've learned a tremendous amount from you and your friends, as well as found a tremendous amount of encouragement. Awesome, Joshua. Keep it up. Joshua is one of the newbies to keto, and he's doing a great job. Really proud of you. Today is my 1-year keto-versary. I've learned it's a journey, not a race, and I'm loving the health benefits and love the food choices, says Ashton. Amy says, I had bariatric surgery. I get a lot of, you took the easy way out, quote unquote. If only they knew the struggles. Weight is still a daily struggle. Every day I have to plan my day, and I love that I found keto. Yeah, keto will help with weight loss surgery. My mom actually got weight loss surgery just a couple weeks before I started on the Atkins diet in 2004. She did it right before Christmas of 2003. She was so desperate. And she got the weight loss surgery and lost a lot of weight really fast, but then didn't have a supportive husband. My stepdad gained all the weight back and then some. Couple years ago, she went keto at the beginning of the year and did very well. Unfortunately, she takes high-dose steroid for a condition that she has to do that, a health condition. And the weight just kind of stopped. So she got discouraged. Even though she felt better, she was sleeping better, all of the chronic pain and aches and things that she was dealing with got better, she got discouraged. So one thing I want to talk about here on here today is don't get discouraged. Keep your head up. If you need to get a dose of encouragement, go back and watch some old Jimmy Rants. Come and engage live on these shows. Go on Facebook and find people that will be loving to you. All of those things are so important in your success as you continue down this journey. So that's it, guys. I wanted to share today 15 years I have been eating low-carb keto. 15 years ago today, I was a 410-pound man on 3 prescription medications for high cholesterol, high blood pressure, breathing problems. I was literally a ticking time bomb at the age of 32, not knowing just how close I got to probably dying. And I've said this before. I believe had I not gone low-carb keto, I would be dead today. And I believe that. My brother Kevin died at the age of 41 because he didn't care about his health. he didn't take the measures to prevent heart disease and obesity and diabetes from overcoming his body to the point that he passed away. And so I hope that my story of perseverance through 15 years, and it's not a happy story where everything went peachy keen and just live happily ever after. Yeah, right. That's not the way it works. But the journey is the journey. And you're going to have ups and you're going to have downs. And what you do with that when you're down will determine how successful you are in the years to come. So stay encouraged, you guys. Know that this is all about the journey. And as long as you keep in the game and don't give up like 410-pound pre-2004 Jimmy Moore did, I didn't care. And yet now I care. And because you care, you can't ever give up. Amy says, I only had a 20-pound weight gain, working on it through keto and carnivore. Excellent. George says, today I'm 19 months on keto. I started for weight loss, and I've stuck around for the great health gains. Discover what works for you. Learn, adapt, grow. Always, George. And I appreciate your regular attendance on these Jimmy Rants. Lori says, success needs to come from inside. Pictures are great, but superficial. Fat is not a feeling. We need to dive deeper into why and how. And I would even say, have compassion on those people who have fat on their body. Even in the midst of their journey, people could still have fat on their body. And on the outside, the world would say, oh, look how unhealthy that person is, not knowing that maybe that person used to weigh 100 pounds more than they do now. Maybe that person has spectacular health markers on the inside of their body, and yet their weight is remaining stubborn. So we've got to be kind, compassionate, and loving towards those people, knowing that everybody comes at this at a different point in their journey. And regardless, there's no sense in being judgmental ever. There's no sense in being ugly towards another human being ever. Kindness, love, and compassion would go a long way, and I want to see that be a trend in 2019. Happy 25-year Ketoversary. 25 years. I wish it was 25 years. 15 years today for me. We are worth the journey always, Ashton. Tomorrow is 2 years for me, says Mama Ors. Congratulations. Thank you for the motivation. You're welcome. You teach everyone to be loving. You're such a blessing to everyone. Thank you, Bonnie Lene. So guys, that's all I wanted to share with you here today on this 15-year anniversary of me starting on the low-carb diet in earnest. That day was not fun at all because I went back and ran the numbers. I went from eating 1,600 grams of carbs, not 1,600 calories, 1,600 grams of carbs the day before I started low carb to 20. Ouch. Yes. I remember because I called a radio station. I was across the street over there at the grocery store going to buy some low carb foods. And I was in the parking lot, and this afternoon host said, who's on a New Year's resolution to lose weight? I want to hear from you. And I remember I was like, because I was in such sugar withdrawal that I was miserable. But it doesn't last. That's the good news. And a few days later, I felt much better. A few weeks later, I'd already lost a gob of weight. And a few months later, I was down over 100 pounds. And by the end of that year, 180 pounds off those medications and living La Vida low carb, living the new life that I was intended to live. So I will never look back, even with all the ups and downs and in-betweens that have happened. I will always pursue greater health for the rest of my life. That's it, you guys, for this Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com is the website. As always, we start off on Instagram Live, so go follow me there at Livin' Low Carb Man, LIVIN LOWCARBMAN. And then you can engage live, just like all these amazing people did down here today. Then if you miss it live, you can watch the replay for up to 24 hours on Instagram. So go follow me on Instagram. But if you're not the Instagram type and you'd rather watch it on YouTube, that's cool too, because we got you covered. Go and type in Jimmy Rants as a keyword search in YouTube. You will find all the past episodes. I think we're about 130-ish episodes now on YouTube. So go follow me on YouTube. And then finally, if you like to listen to content and not watch it, that's cool as well. We've got a brand new Jimmy Rants podcast. We try to keep them somewhere around 10 to 15 minutes long, which has the best of the best moments of this here show. Go leave us a review, by the way, on Apple Podcasts. JimmyRants.com is the website, which has links to all of these things that we talked about here today. So until next time, we'll see you then.